The day of Christian's stroke, we were lucky enough to have had paramedics already on site. You know, as coaching staff, we went over to check on Christian and just see what was happening. When I got in there, the paramedic said, you know, here's a familiar face to Christian. Can you just go hold his hand and reassure him that he's going to be okay? At this stage, he was in and out of consciousness. And then one of them said to me, can you ask him to squeeze your hands? So I said, Christian, squeeze my hands. And he only squeezed one of them, and he's not squeezing on the left-hand side. And about then, that's when he started having like a seizure. So that was pretty scary. Again, when just had no idea what was going on.
When I woke up, I was quite scared. I couldn't really move. And at first, like when they told me it was a stroke, I was like quite scared because my nana, she had a stroke as well, and so I'm familiar with it. But she's like fully paralyzed, so I was kind of scared that because I couldn't move either. So I thought that was like the same. I was going to end up like the same. My brain was swelling into my skull, so it was causing like a lot of pain. It was pushing like really hard to the point where I could die. So they needed to remove like half of my skull on that side just to relieve the pressure. They said it was a good chance that I could die on the table in surgery. Yeah, so it was really like a tough time mentally and emotionally for my family especially.
Christian is from Auckland, so his whānau was still in Auckland. And as the game was played live on Sky Sport, they were watching and had known that Christian had come off the field with some kind of serious injury. So at the same time as me trying to look after Christian and give the information that the paramedics needed as well, I'm trying to speak to Christian's mum and keep her up to date with what's happening. At the same time, not wanting to scare her, but also be honest with her about the situation that we were seeing.
My coach and manager, they're really supportive of me. They were there right from the time I went to hospital until I left actually, and until my parents got down especially. And they just kept my team, my mates and stuff like in the loop of what was going on, because I think they didn't really understand what was happening to me.
The last the team saw of Christian was being taken off in the back of an ambulance, so they were obviously very worried. I put together a presentation to show the boys where Christian was at, and I think the boys seeing and understanding that it was a stroke, and then as I say, seeing the photos, it kind of helped them know where their brother was at. We just felt that presentation told a story in pictures to the boys and how he was progressing.
They just stayed by my bedside, just making sure I was alright. You know, they visited like almost every day, motivating me to get better and stuff. That's where I kind of got the motivation to get back on the field and try to get back to where I was last year.
They had good confidence that he'd be able to have a full recovery. They just didn't know when it was going to be. So that was, that was really positive. And I think over the following days and couple of weeks that he was in Christchurch, there were just lots of little changes that you would start to see, and everyone's sort of getting excited of when he'd sort of move something. It's like, oh, did everyone see that? And
probably the biggest message would be to be aware of the signs and learn the signs of a stroke. The longer it takes for you to find help, the worse the effects could be. So taking action is probably one of the most important ones, to get on, be quick and get help as soon as you can.